There's something quietly revolutionary happening inside Samsung's labs right now. Not a flashy new foldable, not a camera with absurd zoom, but software so refined it makes your phone feel brand new. One UI 8.5 built on Android 16 isn't about overwhelming users with dozens of new features. It's about perfecting the experience you already love, making every swipe, tap, and transition feel just a bit more magical. Welcome back, everyone! James here! If you enjoy deep dive updates like this, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss what's next. Now, let's talk about how Samsung is quietly transforming your Galaxy experience from the inside out. The first time you unlock your phone after installing One UI 8.5, you'll immediately feel the difference. Animations glide like butter, icons breathe with subtle motion, and transitions feel so smooth they almost disappear. Samsung isn't chasing speed, it's chasing flow. Even tiny micro animations, like how apps close or how the control panel slides down, now follow natural curves that mimic real-world motion. It's one of those invisible upgrades you can't unsee once you notice it. Music lovers are going to smile at this one. You know that jarring moment when you skip a song and the album art just snaps into place. Gone. Samsung has replaced it with an elegant cross-fade effect that smoothly transitions one track to the next. The now playing bar on the lock screen has also been redesigned to feel more alive. Tap it and you'll see larger album art, flowing backgrounds that subtly react to the music, and refined controls that make every interaction feel premium. It's a tiny touch that turns listening into an experience rather than a utility. But it's not just about looks. Under the hood, One UI 8.5 is introducing a completely new way to understand how your phone uses power. Previously, you'd see one long line graph that told you your battery level since the last charge. Useful, kind of, but not exactly helpful. Now, Samsung's giving you a new daily usage dashboard, a clean bar chart that breaks down battery consumption day by day. You can instantly spot which day drained the most power or when an app went rogue. There's even an average line that helps you compare performance across the week. It's not just data, it's insight, and it gets smarter. Samsung's power management system can now learn your habits and suggest optimizations automatically. For instance, if it notices that you always charge overnight and use your phone lightly in the morning, it'll slow the charging speed overnight to preserve battery health. That kind of behind-the-scenes intelligence is what sets Samsung apart, software that quietly adapts to you rather than forcing you to adapt to it. Now, let's talk about control. Literally, One UI 8.5 is bringing one of the most requested features ever, full quick panel customization. You can now rearrange, resize, and group toggles exactly how you like. Want a minimalist setup with just 5 large buttons? Don't. Prefer a full grid layout packed with shortcuts? Go for it. Even the brightness slider can be resized or moved to the top for easier access. This level of freedom makes your phone feel truly personal, not just another Galaxy in the crowd. But the update doesn't stop there. Samsung DeX, the company's hidden productivity gem, is finally getting some major love. With 8.5, you can now create up to 4 virtual desktops, each with its own layout, apps, and wallpaper. One for work, one for editing, one for entertainment, one for gaming. Switching between them is instant. Imagine plugging your phone into a monitor and having multiple virtual setups ready to go. It's the closest a smartphone has ever come to replacing a laptop. Another area that's quietly evolving is Samsung's built-in apps. The phone app now features cleaner navigation, with call options moved closer to your thumb for easier one-handed use. Favorites now show contact cards instead of just names, and a new direct voicemail option lets callers leave messages that you can later read as text using Galaxy AI. The Gallery app has also been redesigned. The top bar is simplified, albums load faster, and the search bar now uses a new pill-shaped design that feels straight out of Android 16's visual language. Speaking of Galaxy AI, this is where things get really exciting. The new generative edit inside the gallery feels smoother, faster, and smarter than ever. You can erase unwanted objects, move them, or even fill in missing background details, all without reopening the image each time. And Samsung has finally added an edit history, so you can step backward through your edits just like in Photoshop. The AI itself feels more natural, understanding context instead of just objects. For example, if you remove a person from a photo, it now intelligently reconstructs shadows and lighting for realism. There's also a new experiment under the hood integration with Google's Gemini AI. Some early test builds show Samsung preparing to link Gemini's generative features directly into the keyboard and Notes app. That means you'll soon be able to rewrite sentences, summarize long text, or even generate creative ideas without switching apps. If Samsung pulls this off, Galaxy devices could become the most AI-ready Android phones on the planet. Now here's something you'll notice immediately after updating: a subtle visual glow up. Icons have soft 3D shading that makes them pop off the screen, similar to embossed stickers. Notification cards use frosted backgrounds, giving depth without distraction. Even scrolling through menus feels different, like every layer of the interface has been polished to catch light just right. Samsung's clearly borrowing cues from nature: smooth, slow, and organic movement that feels less like code and more like life. Performance has also taken a leap forward, especially on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Beta testers report faster app launches, fewer animation delays, and smoother multitasking, all thanks to refined memory management. The company isn't shouting about it, but you can feel it every time you open an app or switch between tasks. It's that microsecond faster, that fraction more responsive. Of course, One UI 8.5 is still in its beta phase, but the timing lines up perfectly. Samsung's expected to roll out the stable build alongside the Galaxy S26 series in early 2026. And here's where it gets even more interesting. While One UI 8.5 focuses on refinement, One UI 9, based on Android 17, is already in development and rumored to launch with the Galaxy Z Fold 8 and Z Flip 8 later next year. But don't worry, Samsung isn't about to rename everything to match the year or model number. They're sticking to logic and consistency, which honestly feels refreshing in a world full of marketing gimmicks. So, should you be excited? Absolutely. Because this isn't just another yearly patch, it's Samsung's philosophy taking shape. They're not racing to reinvent the wheel, they're making sure every part of that wheel spins perfectly. Whether it's gliding between songs, tracking your power use intelligently, or customizing your phone's interface down to the last toggle, One UI 8.5 represents maturity, the kind of confidence that comes from knowing exactly what users want and refining it to perfection. And that's why this update matters. It's not trying to wow you with gimmicks. It's the calm confidence of a company that understands that great software should feel invisible. It should just work beautifully, quietly, and effortlessly. So as we head toward the Galaxy S26 launch, keep an eye out for the One UI 8.5 rollout. It's not going to scream for attention, but once you experience it, you'll wonder how your phone ever felt without it. And with One UI 9 already looming on the horizon, this feels like the calm before a truly intelligent storm. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you found this deep dive helpful, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more weekly Galaxy updates, and tell me in the comments which feature you're most excited to try out first. Until next time, this is James, signing off. Stay tuned, because the next wave of Samsung innovation is already closer than you think.